It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I had the privilege to interview the owner of Say It Out Loud Sports podcast. How are you doing today?
What's happening, man? I'm doing good. Just got done recording. How are you?
I'm doing good. Can you talk about how you got started with your sports podcast?
Just sitting around, man. Just sitting around talking sports. Saw a bunch of people doing that. So why don't we do the same thing? I love talking sports. Everybody in my friend group, we just sit around and talk about sports. That's kind of how every sports podcast gets started, I feel like.
Can you talk about how you came up with the name that you came up with?
It's kind of a wing it moment. We're trying to figure out. We talked about doing it. We didn't really have a name. So when you say things out loud, when it comes to sports, a lot of the time you say it and then it sounds stupid. So if you say it out loud and it sounds dumb, then it's probably wrong. You say it out loud, people think about it, then it might be right. So we just kind of say what we think, and then half the time people look at you crazy, and then you know it's crazy.
What kind of stuff do you cover in your podcast, Say It Out Loud?
We've been talking, so football kicked off recently. Obviously, that's a big talking point. We talk a lot of gambling in our podcast. So every Friday, we come out with the locks of the week. We're 23-10 on the season, which is 70% against the spread, which is phenomenal. You got to go 56.5% or something like to make a profit. So any of you guys out there looking for sports bets, tune in every Friday. It comes out. We also have an episode drop every Wednesday where we recap everything that happened the week before. And just talk about, we just talked about Nick Foles versus Mitch Trubisky and how Nick Foles doesn't like pressure. He can't handle the pressure. Trubisky's 21-10 as a starter. Nick Foles is 0-5 in his last 5 starts. He's living off that Super Bowl victory. So just random stuff. We've done some UFC's a big one of our most downloaded topics. We pretty much do one every pay-per-view event, and we've done quite well in there. So we got one coming out next month with Khabib and Justin Gaethje. We'll talk about that, and just random whatever comes up. And we got one on the NBA Finals, which is going right now. I got the game on right now, so we need the Heat to win tonight. Get that stuff to 7 games. You know what I mean?
Can you talk about some of your future plans for Say It Out Loud Sports?
We're kind of all over the place right now, man. We got you know what OnlyFans is?
Yes.
Okay. I just signed up with OnlyFans, and a lot of people got that negative connotation with it. Bunch of nudes. I might put some feet, maybe post some foot pictures for those weird fetish people out there. Nah. But the OnlyFans is the route we're taking. That's the way they make some money. There's some Patreon out there. We haven't got into that field yet, but I did purchase the domain. I'm just kind of playing it as it is, man. Just however it comes, that's where we're going with it. So we're trying to do it big. I'm not big on like instant growth. I'm trying to grind it out and make it slow. My buddies are on board with me. So it took Barstool Sports, 17 years to make it big. So we've done it for 5 months, and I feel like the growth is there. So we'll see how it turns out, though.
Who are some of your inspirations when you came up with the idea of having a sports talk podcast?
I think Portnoy is one of the biggest guys that, inspired it. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it's people talking about sports. That's what we do. We do that for free anyway. Why not do it and try to make a little extra money? It's fun, period. Same reason probably you started Brandon Sports Talk. You love talking sports, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if I don't make any money doing it, which I haven't made $1. I've spent money. I haven't made a single dollar yet. It's still fun at the end of the day. That's why I'm looking at it. So if I don't make a single dollar at it, it's still at the end of the day, it comes down to fun, and I'm having a great time doing it. And that's what it is. We got some merchandise coming out soon. We're going to do some hat giveaways next week. That's it. So, I mean, the inspiration is just having fun, I guess, living your best life, as they say. YOLO.
That's wonderful that you
YOLO, baby.
came out with some merchandise. who inspires you to, like, what people have you interviewed on your podcasts?
I had Tim Scarborough. I had a guy from ESPN that was on my podcast not too long ago when the TBT was coming out. And it's been kind of rough because we started it right in the middle of this pandemic, which is probably the worst time to start one, but it kind of gave me the free time to, dive into it. But we made it work. So Tim Scarborough was on. He gave us some good insight on the TBT. We had, I'll give a quick shout out to Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns on the UFC. He was supposed to come on my podcast and he burned me. So this is the first time publicly I've coming out. So this is Brandon Sports Talk breaking news. So Gilbert Burns is going to get smoked by Kamaru Usman when they fight. I know it got pushed back, but he burned me. I've had a couple of athletes come on and say they're going to come on and then they back out when they get too big. One dude that I didn't get burned by was Alex Perez. He's got a big title shot coming up, but the timing in me and his interview didn't work out. But shout out to him. He's got a title shot coming up and no hard feelings there. I'm rooting for that guy. Alex Perez coming up quick. So I've got a couple guys, but at the end of the day, like I said before, me and my buddies we'll talk sports all day. I've been reaching out. I've shot for the stars. I reached out to Conor McGregor. I'm gonna have some big stars one day. Lock it in.
How do you who are some of the people that you've reached out to? Like you just said, Conor McGregor, but who are some of the other ones?
Oh, that's the one I forgot. Rashard Matthews. He was so. Like I said before, we did this thing during the pandemic. Rashard Matthews came on, and that was probably one of my best episodes. It was about kind of the whole thing going on with the nation, with the kneeling, the national anthem, the disrespecting the flag, quote unquote. He came on, and he was in the NFL during when Colin Kaepernick was. He was on his team. He went to college with him. It was a controversial episode. I got a lot of feedback on that one. Just about the whole kneeling and disrespect towards the anthem, which I was kind of hesitant at first to do, but I thought it was one of the better episodes. But I've reached out to everybody. So I've had Rashard Matthews on, Tim Scarborough, which was on ESPN. But as far as I've reached out to everybody. I've messaged the biggest stars you can think of. You can't tell me no. You can tell me no, that's fine. But I can't get those stars if I don't ask. So I'll continue. I've messaged McGregor probably 10 times. But one day, who knows? I'll continue messaging everybody. And if I land that one dude that's going to come on and be real, Nate Diaz, shout out. What's up, Nate Diaz? Come on. I told you we're in North Carolina. We're not. You know that. But as you reach out, that's what you do, right? You reach out, and if they say yes, they say yes. If they say no, they say no.
What advice would you give upcoming and future sports talk podcasts just like me and just like you trying to make it into the business?
I don't know, man. Stay consistent. You're going to get told no a lot and just keep going, I guess. Like I said, I haven't made any money, so we're just doing it for fun. I'm not looking to make it massive right now. I'm just going to keep. My goal was 52 episodes in the first year. We've done 33 in the first 5 months. So I'm just going to keep going, and wherever it takes me, man.
That's wonderful that you keep on pushing and have a goal.
Yeah, it's just a record. So I'm doing one thing that stands out to me, which is cool, is so I have a 6-year-old son. Well, I have a 3-year-old, an 8-year-old daughter, and I have a 6-year-old son. We're doing a father-son pick'em contest, and my son's beating me right now. He's up 2 games on me, and last week he went 5-0 against the spread. And I guarantee you, anybody watching this show right now, probably 1 out of 100 went 5-0 last week. It was a tough week. He went 5-0 against the spread. So, it shows you like betting sports is ridiculous. And my son is 6, and he doesn't know what he's doing. He went 5-0.
Where can my listeners find your podcast, Say It Out Loud, on?
Everywhere. So we got a YouTube channel. There's no video. I know are you on YouTube mainly?
Yes, I'm mainly on YouTube.
So we got a YouTube channel. It's only audio because there's no video yet. We're working on getting that set up soon. But YouTube, Spotify, Apple, anywhere podcasts are at. We're on Amazon. We just got on Amazon last week, so we're on there now. So any of the podcast platforms, we're on there. That's it. So anywhere you have podcasts, we're there.
Thank you again, Patrick, for your interview, and best of luck in the future with Say It Out Loud Sports.
All right, brother. I appreciate the interview.
You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Patrick, for your interview, and best of luck.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.